No, not even the previous one, because well, they made some sort of direction after the Black Album, but then some people say well they could have have made a turn to form a little bit with Saint Anger.
I hate it, man. I hate it. Yeah? I won't even listen. No, I can't listen to it.
Okay, well, it could be. Okay, so then, well, you were into the power chords playing. When did this singing come? Did it?
Well, I was playing. My best friend learned how to play drums around at the same time I was learning how to play guitar. So we would naturally like get together, and try to jam and play songs together. And at some point or another, we started writing songs, and it was kind of like just thrash metal, type stuff. And at the same time, I was starting to get into things like the Bad Brains and like Living Colour and Faith No More and Primus and all this like other stuff that was happening, like kind of like punk, funk, hardcore stuff that was coming out. And I remember that I couldn't play and sing at the same time, and I was like, I really didn't want to let someone else sing because I didn't, I was kind of a control freak, so I didn't want to let someone else sing, but I also didn't want to let someone else play guitar. So eventually I had to figure out, which one I was going to do. And I didn't stop playing guitar. I still play all the time, but I could never do both at the same time. So I just started.
What is for you then the difficult part of playing and singing together? Is it to keep the rhythm, or? Yeah,
I think that I just can't stop thinking about what my left hand is doing. You know what I mean? And I end up starting to like match what I'm doing with my left hand, with my voice, and I can't separate it.
So well, the same. I think what they say, Jimi Hendrix, he could play some certain solos, but then he would follow his singing pattern. So maybe something like that. Right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure if I practiced, I would be able to do it. But it was a thing where I didn't really want to. And at the time, I was starting to get really into people like HR from the Bad Brains and like Mike Patton and Corey Glover and like all these singers who didn't play an instrument. And I thought it was like it looked really liberating to be able to just sing and not have to play guitar, whereas before I would see people like, James Hetfield, where you just have to stand there with the guitar, or Tom Araya, where you stand there with the bass and you can't really do anything, and I would see all these other guys, and they would just seem like so much, so freeing to not have to worry about playing and singing at the same time. So in that band, when I was, 14 or 15 or whatever, I would write all the songs on guitar, and then I would teach them to someone else, and then I would sing, but I have really no interest in learning how to play and sing at the same time now. It's not really important in this band for me to do that.
And then, the first band you were saying, is it for you then? What did you play? What sort of music was it?
It was like thrash. It was like punk thrash type, like more like it was kind of like Slayery stuff. But we also had like these parts that, because like I said, I was starting to get into Faith No More and Bad Brains and stuff like that. Parts where it would open up and there would be like some singy type of stuff going on, and it's probably really bad,
But do you still have tapes? Or
I have it. I had actually recently found cassette tapes of it and transferred it onto my computer, and I have it on my iPod, but no one will ever hear it. I'll never let anybody hear it.
Or maybe some sort of anthology.
Maybe one day when I'm
60 years old.
Yeah, if anyone cares.
Okay, that could be. Well, what did you think of Dillinger Escape Plan before you joined the band? Do you?
I heard Dillinger.
What was the first time you heard him?
I heard Dillinger in like early '99. I heard the EP Under the Running Board, and at the time I was into stuff like Converge and Coalesce and Cave In and those bands, and I had heard of the Dillinger Escape Plan, but I hadn't heard it, because it was still just coming out. And I remember a friend of mine picked up Under the Running Board, and he was like, "You have to listen to this," and I heard it, and I thought it was total noise. Like I didn't think that it was like. I was certain that they weren't actually playing the same thing every time they played. I was like, there's no way that this band plays these songs the same every night. They must just be like noise, And it's funny because now when I hear the songs, they sound very structured to me, and I can't imagine that feeling anymore of what most people probably still think when they hear our music for the first time is, oh, it's noise, But eventually, like it clicked, and then when Calculating Infinity came out, I bought it, and then that was like the winter of 1999, like November of '99 or something like that. And it's really weird because then a year and a half later, I was in the band, which was really bizarre, But